Hello, and welcome to something a little bit different from me. Now, usually what you would expect from me is, like, let's play video of me playing some game. But today, I want to discuss this thing that's going around right now, which is difficulty in video games. We're going to open up with, where did this all start? And it all basically started when Nintendo announced that they were in the new kind of remaster of the old classic Nintendo game Star Fox. They were going to include a kind of invincibility never die mode, and that pissed off a lot of people. Okay, I mean, I say a lot of people, it was actually like a handful of people, but the handful of people are really fucking loud about it, and they're not going to shut up about it. I thought I would make a video that kind of gave you my opinion. I thought I would chime in with my 2 cents worth on this. The way that I'm seeing this argument going at the moment is in 3 kind of places, okay? It's the subjective expectation of the person wanting to play the games. It's the artistic validity of the person experiencing the game on easy mode, and then it's kind of the technical side of it, which plays quite a bit into the art as well. So those are the 3 ways that I've kind of seen this argument going, and I'm going to kind of try and break it down. And we're going to start with the kind of technical gameplay mechanic side of things. What people are arguing when it comes to the technical gameplay side of things is that somehow the experience of others having an easier time of it is somehow going to like mar their experience, and they're not going to have the experience that was intended. See, artistic overlap. Now, this stemming from mechanical things is that they're not going to experience the game the way that it was intended by the artist and the author, because it's going to be easy. They're going to be able to breeze through it, and they're not going to like have any challenge whatsoever. I'm okay with that. If somebody wants to activate a completely optional button that turns around and goes, I'm just going to walk through this and I'm not going to struggle, who am I to say they can't do it? That is like the dickiest thing to do. To stand there and go, no, you're enjoying this wrong. You're being an idiot for enjoying it wrong. And I hate you for enjoying it wrong. Because if I was a person that went on super easy invincible mode and somebody said that, I'd just go, alright, cool. Can you leave my room now? Because this is a bit weird that you're standing there watching me play a game. Could you not? It's a optional mechanical difficulty level that is there for people that maybe haven't played games before. Okay? They haven't had the same amount of experience with video games that maybe you or I have. And they want to have an easier time of it. The next thing is the concept of hardcore gamer and casual gamer. I know it's a little bit of a weird one. I don't like those terms. I think everybody just plays fucking games, and having arbitrary titles is really fucking arbitrary. But that's my opinion on titles. What I think that people tend to miss out on the concept of this is the only way to convert what you would freaking call a casual gamer into a hardcore core gamer is to give them the option to ramp the difficulty up at their own pace, okay? To learn how to play games and learn how to get better at games, okay? I have picked up games, like I picked up The Witcher 3, okay? Knowing all the other Witcher games were super hard. So I played it on a difficulty below what I usually would play because I wanted to experience the narrative over the combat and stuff like that. And then as soon as I started finding it a little bit too easy, I put the difficulty up. Like, oh god, no. I played it on easy and then immediately went, well, not necessarily immediately, but you know what I mean. I went, oh, this is actually too easy for me. I'm going to ramp the difficulty up. See what happened there? If I was playing Star Fox on invincibility mode, and then I went through a whole section and went, you know what, I didn't get hit once, and it wasn't anything to do with the invincibility mode, I might actually be better at this game than I thought I'd be, maybe easy would be a good way. And then they have a little bit of a challenge, and then do you know what happens? They get good. And then do you know what happens after they get good? They maybe go, I'm going to increase the difficulty here to normal because I'm not having as much of a challenge as I thought I would be. You see what I'm getting at? And now we're going to discuss artist's intent. Is it dead as soon as it leaves the hands? Okay, so the idea of artist's intent is the artist obviously created a piece of work and they obviously had a meaning that was intended with it, right? So that meaning can be as simple as like, painting sunflowers because they're beautiful, or it can be taking a picture of a war zone because you want to bring attention to what's going on there. Okay, the artist's intent there are very clear, and you can define them in two very wild ways. However, with video games and any form of art, in my opinion, as soon as the artist releases the piece of work, it's then open for interpretation, and it really doesn't matter what the artist intended. You can have an artist turn around and go, no, this is what I meant, and I'm like, no, but this is what I interpreted. This is what I see when I see this piece of work. So that to me is very important. So the idea of artist's intent is, especially with some of the arguments that I've seen for people saying that, well, they didn't intend for there to be an easy mode because in the old one there wasn't an easy mode. They're obviously intending it for it now. So if you are adamant that the artist's intent is vitally important, you can't argue that now. Because the artist's intent now is to release it with an easier mode. That's what they intend to do, and that's probably what they're going to end up doing, no matter what we frickin' argue, because our arguments are pointless. They don't see them, they don't give a crap, they're going to make money either way. And then, at the same time, if you argue for the artist's interpretation, the artist's intent, is dead as soon as it leaves his hands, it doesn't matter either way, because somebody's going to find a way of making it easier for themselves anyway. Be it by, I don't know, somehow figuring out how to mod whatever console that's going to be coming out for. I think it's going to be for the Wii U. They're going to figure out a way of doing it, and just making it easier on themselves. Or they're not going to play. They're going to buy the game, and then they're going to not play. And that's freaking shit. That is actually really bad, and I hate that. In my opinion, artist intent leaves as soon as they fucking release it out into the world. And if they release it out into the world with a super easy mode and they don't intend somebody to fucking play it on super easy, doesn't matter. Somebody's going to play it on super easy. In the same way somebody's going to play it on super hard. So either way, people are going to find a way of like having their own experience with game. With any game, really. I mean, if you look at the number of like mods now that are being released for like Skyrim that make things even harder or even easier, there's a wild swing between the two where people will figure out a way of just having their own experience with the game, and it doesn't matter. And now we move on to something that's a little more subjective. That is your own personal feelings on how a game should be played. The idea of subjective interpretation of how a game should be played, it's in the fucking title. It's subjective, right? If you really, really love playing games that are either initially and just straight out the bat mechanically super hard, good. That's all. I'm all for that for you. If somebody wants to play a game on a fucking like never dies, always lives, doesn't have to worry about a single thing except the story, go for it. I genuinely don't care. Okay, because I'm the middle guy. I like to just play things on a normal or an easy until I figure out like the mechanics and how to play and get my feet grounded into the game, and then I amp it up. That's how I like to fucking play. Like, I do not want somebody to judge how I play a game. All right, because that's bullshit. I know it's entirely subjective, hence why you cannot judge somebody for it. You can argue a point and not make it personal. You can turn around and go, well, this is what I like. I like having a bit of a challenge. I like having a bit of an easy mode, etc., etc. And then you both discuss it and you both put like decent terms down and don't be assholes about it. That's fine. I can live with that. It's when people go and turn around and say, well, you're not a fucking gamer then, are you? Because you don't like fucking sitting there and being really angry and not getting past the same bit, like, for 2 weeks. No. Okay? The last game where I really struggled, weirdly enough, was Splinter Cell, and it's because I screwed up on a save. So that's a different mechanical process, but still, I struggled with that bit because I screwed up and it was fucking hard, right? So I put the game down and I just fucking left it. I just went, nah, screw it. And the only way that I beat it was I came back to it 2 years later and threw a bottle at a guy's head. That's how I victoried that one. I just was lucky. I like to feel like that I'm in control of my gameplay experience. I like to feel like I'm getting good. I'm getting better. So to me, subjective, right, means I can have an opinion, you can have an opinion, we both have an opinion. We can argue it nicely and politely and not in an asshole fashion. But we can also still have our opinions if we don't convince each other either way, okay? So if I subjectively want to play a fucking game that comes with an easy mode that doesn't affect you and is just there for the choosing of the person that fucking wants to do it, I will not want to be judged. And if I want to play on a super fucking hard and I see somebody playing on super easy, I ain't gonna judge them. Because it's entirely up to them and it's entirely up to me how I enjoy a game with difficulty, and I'm gonna say this word now, options. Because they're entirely goddamn optional. You don't fucking go to like Nando's and then complain when somebody has the like fucking lemon herb and you're there like, I'm gonna have the fucking extra hot. That's what it says on the thing as well. Extra hot. And you slather that shit on your fucking food. Nobody's judging either way on that one. Fucking somebody wants lemon and herb because they just don't like spice. They don't like spice. You don't fucking argue. You don't fucking argue when you go into fucking Pizza Hut and they turn around and go, oh, would you like a Fanta or a Coke? No, because options are always fucking nice. I've been Andy. You've been awesome. Thank you so very much for watching this kind of not necessarily unedited, but just very kind of stream of consciousness. I'm throwing ideas out and kind of feeling it out as I go along, purely on frustration levels. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it and you've got any thoughts or opinions on this, like what are your ideas on difficulty and stuff like that, leave them down in the comment section down below. If you really like what I'm doing, likes and subscribes. I hate doing this. Again, one of my subjective opinions is I hate doing this because it's super beggy to me anyway. So yeah, if you like what I've done with this video, let me know. So yeah, I've been Andy. You've been awesome. Thank you so very much for watching. And I'm now going to go and edit this video, which you're going to see as an edited piece, but I'm going to leave this bit in because I'm rambling. Bye, guys.